So our next task is to spell check the question, the input from the user, using the enchant module. And how do we get that going? Well, you probably want to first click on this picture here so we can get to the written guide, and then we'll scroll on down to the enchant portion, which is right here. Right. You want to start out by importing this line of code up at the top of your program. So I'm going to right click and paste. Okay. And what's next? Okay, so how does the enchant module help us? Well, it's a module that you can use to take in a text, like a sentence, and tokenize it, which means to like split it up into different words and put them into an array so that you can deal with them with one word at a time. You can do spell checking, you can do there's just like a bunch of different things you can do with enchant, but what we're going to use it for is just spell checking. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to add this definition to our program, right? So we're here, and I will paste that guy in, spell check. Spell check is going to take in the question, right? We have a counter called starting at 0. We have checker, which is equal to the US dictionary, right? And then when you run set text using the dictionary on the question, this text, the question, is replaced with true and false, right? So, for instance, if I had the word will I fall in love, right? Set text would check this sentence, right, against the US dictionary, each word in this sentence to the US dictionary, and if it finds the word, then that word is replaced with true. So that would be true, 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 and true. Okay. If one of those words was misspelled, like so, what would it do? If I had this, right? So the first word is misspelled, it would be false, true, true, true. I think I'd have this like reversed, right? So it is false if it is found in the dictionary, and it's set to true if it is not found in the dictionary, right? So so we would reverse all of this, right? This would be true, right? It is misspelled. This is false, 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 false. Okay, and then we have this for loop that goes through checker with error being equal to the first true here, right? And so if that first word in the sentence is misspelled, then we increment the counter, right? So this for loop is going to go through each word in the sentence that the user entered in, checking to see if it was set to true or set to false, right? And then it's going to return count. So if spell check runs given the question and it returns anything other than 0, then you know that at least one of the words in the sentence was misspelled. Okay, and that's all we want to know. We don't really want to know which sentence, but which word, although you could figure out which word it is, and then use that, right, to give like a more like in-depth response to the user. So anyways, now we want to do this. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy that. And where do we want to check it? Well, we probably want to check that here and check input. All right, so what makes the most sense to me is that we check it here. We check it here, right, as the first thing that happens. So we have if spell checker. Oh no. So if spell checker with the question, is that it? No, this should be question. Copy, paste. Okay. If you run spell check with the question and this returns anything greater than 0, then we have an error. So I don't know, right? That's an error message. And then you're going to say else. And else, you're going to do the regular algorithm, right? Which is check if it's a question or check if it is a yes or a no. And so, we want to go ahead and erase this, of course. And yeah, and then if you run that, it will go correctly. I'm not sure if it's going to run here because I think there's a spacing mistake when I copied and pasted the code, but yeah, so it's not going to run here. But if you took those steps on your side and you run it, then and you misspell a word, it's going to do that, and then it's going to have them enter a new question in, or a new whatever, yes or no response. And then if it does pass the spell check, and if spell check returns 0, then it's going to do this, because if spell check returns 0, then this is not true, right? And then it will do the regular algorithm. Okay. And that's about it.